Says NaVi will be starting on the attack as we jump in for map number 1 here in our second quarterfinal of the day. Waiting to see the first ban. It'll be Wildcard's ban, and they'll take out the Thatcher. So Dev, obviously from Australia, going to be providing us some intel on these ANZ teams. And of course, they take care of that Thatcher on Cafe off rip. It'll be NaVi's turn to counter with a Capitao.
Not very surprising. I mean, this map in general is ran a lot with Capitao just because of how powerful his utility is. The Thatcher ban specifically, not too random either. It makes Kaid extremely powerful, and you're going to need someone that is efficient with Maverick. If you don't have someone that's efficient with Maverick, you're going to have a bad time, Flynn.
Well, we talked about the Mira and Hibana bans on the desk. Thank you, Alex, for that. And we haven't gotten either of those yet, and we're going to get a Jaeger ban. So Alex wanted cojones from these teams. We're getting cojones in the bans. Maestro and Jaeger both down. We still have a lot of intel gathering for the defenders of Wildcard. Valkyrie, Echo still in play. Mozzie, Mute. There's a lot of intel denial and gathering opportunities for the defense of Wildcard here to start for their first 6 rounds. You got the favored side if you're Wildcard. Yeah, you're going up against NaVi. Again, a team that has a pretty darn good record. 6-0-2 as you saw in the opening on Cafe for them in the last 6 months. But I mean, don't just throw the whole map away, man. You're here as the underdogs. Take a shot. You never know what might happen on a map you don't play all that often.
And that's the beauty of being an underdog. No one's expecting anything out of you. Pull a rabbit out of a hat, pull a Jaeger ban out of a hat, and see what happens with it. We were reviewing some VOD last night, Flynn, and we were looking over Coastline, and they had some very peculiar bans on Coast as well from the ANZ finals, where they took away some very, very peculiar operators. They took away Buck, and they also took away Pulse, which we don't see too often on Coastline. So you can see Wildcard are definitely living up to their namesake.
Well, I mentioned the Mute and the Mozzie combo. We also get an Echo thrown in there. No Valkyrie just to spice it up, but we do have Imorin on the Kaid. We have Ethan on the Vigil, and we have everyone else right now roaming downstairs, getting some reinforcements down. Neo right now setting up downstairs in the Red Hall. And the attacking lineup, we're getting a Maverick, so to counter that Thatcher ban, you can still bring a Maverick. The Surrey Torch will still open things up. Not a counter in the world other than a bullet to the head for him. So you're tangoing with 2 Heart Breachers. You got the IQ for these Echo drones, and then the Gridlock. We talked about the roam control here. Cafe's a map that obviously lends itself to its verticality, but its opportunities to rotate back up. You have 2 staircases. Those are your options. You have 2 staircases. End sentence.
There you go. That's really all you need. And the player I want to highlight from Wildcard is Neo Fighter. A nice Nitro Cell sails out, doesn't get a first kill off of it, though. Ethan's also going to be getting very, very aggressive outside. So already some aggressive plays here from Wildcard. But Neo, out of the rest of the Wildcard squad, has the most entry kills by a large margin. This man means Thatcher on offense. So on the defensive side, he's definitely turning up.
Well, another highlight player to worry about here will be Citizen for NaVi, one of the best players in the entire world right now for this rookie squad. And it's hard to believe that this is a rookie squad. #1 seed coming out of EU Pro League, the most challenging region in all of Pro League around the world right now, even in Challenger League. They came out of Challenger League, and now here they are at the APAC final, or the finals in APAC here in Japan. And for NaVi, they don't look like they're a rookie team. They're very seasoned, obviously. Lots of LAN experience through Premiership and DreamHack. Pai's made a very swift entry in here to Piano, and Imorin is trying to counter behind a deployable shield. TCSG will have to tangle with 3 members of NaVi, all coalescing in the back of Piano. Neo looking to rotate down below with a Nitro Cell, and Imorin will start things off onto Kendrew. Turning the corner, he'll put Pai on 10, but loses life for it. The flank there by Ethan, and there he goes. Verticality, the name of the game, and the rotates not being locked down by NaVi.
And this is what you want to see from Wildcard. Don't step down. Continue to push that aggressive play style. Derp wins out a gunfight against Saves upstairs in the bar area. NaVi now on the back foot as they're looking down the barrel of 4 other operators.
Start here for Wildcard on the defense and not really backing down. You know, everyone on the desk talking about, you know, save your energy. Don't really waste it. Throw away the whole map. No, you throw that kind of mentality out the window. You take swings at every opportunity because Lord knows we've seen enough upsets over the days with maybe substitute players coming in, e.g. versus Fnatic a year ago from today, rings to mind. Neofighter a little lower on HP here, but as is Pai. Nello as well alone here as they both coalesce inside of Piano. Trying to Maverick the wall. Neofighter will take down Pai, though as he turns the corner, leaving Nello alone. The Gridlock, still full HP, carrying Diffuser, but not a lot of options. Being flanked from red stairs, and he's well aware. Waiting for someone from Wildcard to get a little antsy and throw away their huge advantage that they have right now. constantly battling back against the deployable shield, but once again, here comes Neophyter, here comes Wildcard, and they take round number 1.
Fantastic pacing control there, Flynn. They slow it down in the mid-game, and they just allow NaVi to eat right out of their hands. Please come in. We'll take some kills off of you, get it down to that 4 versus 1, and we're not even going to try and rotate to find you inside of Christmas. That's what Wildcard needs to do. Throw them off kilter. That early aggression out of the front doors, no one does that. But Wildcard's going to, and they're more than likely going to continue to do this. NaVi have to try and find that counter.
Should be noted here, it is Cafe.
Yes.
It's a very defender-sided map, so like the Death said, they're going to be starting on the favor side, and then once they swap to the attacks, it's going to get a little more dicey, but take what you can while you've got it. You're starting on a favored side, they're going to win the top floor defense. Throw you some replays here from the last round, and honestly, Imran, I really like this hold. He never backed down. 3 members all challenging him on that deployable shield, and yet no fear. And that's what I like to see from Wildcard. Don't back down. Don't listen to the desk. Don't listen to the analysts. Don't listen to the pundits. Take your shots. That's a nitro cell.
Yeah. Derpy, don't do that. There we go. Put the camera up. That's what we need. We need the Valk cam. We don't need the nitro cell. No explosives on the windows. So we're going to be rotating downstairs to kitchen. So it seems like we're following the regular triangle of sites here, Flint. One thing I do want to notate, though, is that with a Jaeger ban on Cafe, there's a lot of areas that are extremely dangerous to hold, and we're not seeing any nades by the offense at all. White Stairs is someplace you do not want to be with Jaeger off the board. That is just a haven for frag grenades to pour in and kill you. But NaVi has not shifted just yet to anyone that's rocking those frags.
Well, I think one of those big things is that Alex touched on as well in the pregame there is that both teams like to ban similar operators. They have similar play styles, and you're not going to be expecting this boot camping, you know, they're going to ban a Jaeger and start running nades. Neither team has really shifted from their typical play style just yet. Everyone's still running their typical routine. But like Alex said, whoever is the one to step their foot forward and make the bravest move is probably going to come away with the map. So if we start seeing some implementations of frag grenades here from NaVi, it might start displacing some of these people. I talk about that play from Imran in the pixel spot upstairs. One frag grenade takes out his shield and takes some damage off him. It's an entirely different round.
And that's the thing about NaVi. They traditionally speaking start off pretty structured, but things can go into utter turmoil once they hit that pressure point, where Wildcard just pushes them to the nth, and then all of a sudden you're in very dangerous water. They're trying to soft wall Mav trick the kitchen wall, but it isn't working out just yet. Pi missing a piece to the puzzle in order to make that soft instead of a hard wall.
Citizen outside holding flank outside from the ventilation balcony right now, and a little worrisome as you got your Ash, mainly your entry operator, holding rotates and holding flanks. And there goes Neophyter again, starting things off hot for Wildcard. There goes Pi the Maverick. So all that attempt to try and open up the wall will be unsuccessful. Ethan will tack on as he goes for the run out, still detected outside. Waiting for the vault in will be Citizen, but baiting the pre-fires. Ethan just wasting a massive amounts of time. And there goes Imran around the corner. Kendra will at least trade out the Legion, detected for years outside on the balcony. But once again, we stand at a 2v4 for NaVi.
Amazing comms from Wildcard to be able to take down Ash on the red stairs. It's up to the remaining 2 members of NaVi. They need to make something happen. They need to get some offensive rounds. That's a way to start it off for Kendra with a double. He knocks it back down to equal man advantage. They have plenty of time as well to possibly get some drones in, get some information, try to get a fuser down. Stun grenade still in the hands of Kendra as well. He sees the feetsies. Can he possibly get some damage? He will get a little bit on a derp, but it's not going to be enough to be fatal.
Pushing into the rotate that was made by the defenders now. In some cover as well as the defenders have backed off. Derpe still inside of the bar, but Diesel rocking the TCSG removes the head of Nello, taking damage from every possible angle. Wildcard, they piece 2 back to back. They're going to keep going on the rotation here on defense on Cafe. No big shock, but still, right now, NaVi's starting slow.
This is where things get important, Flint, because we're going to that 3rd site, as you usually label it, the tertiary site. It's something that you just mark off as, okay, if we win it, that's fantastic. If not, then, hey, you know, it's whatever. We can get 4 here, split it 4-2. That should be perfectly fine going on the offensive side. But if we're able to link together 3 rounds here, I really feel like that timeout for the map needs to come from NaVi. You need to be able to get in there, talk to your boys, get them set back on winning these offensive rounds. Because yes, it is the offense of Cafe, but you still have to be successful in a couple of rounds in order for this to go your way.
I think that timeout comes if they lose this round. If you go down 3, you get a clean sweep of rotation on objectives, and Wildcard have the possibility to go back upstairs and continue their run, you're in danger territory. So for Wildcard, beautiful start so far. Clearly it's only 2 rounds though. You need 7 to win, so we're far off from them taking the map, but this is much more what I wanted to see out of Wildcard, which was taking chances. They are not playing safe by any stretch of the imagination.
Do not step down. That's something that you and I would both echo, is that, hey, it might be a map that you're not very good on, but hey, you might as well try your best, and if it works out in the end, then you have a map and all of a sudden you're up 1-0 against NaVi.
What do you have to lose?
Exactly, what do you have to lose? But I can tell you one thing for sure, both of the Brandon cars are just swinging today. BC as well, if you didn't know, Derpe's name is Brandon Carr. We have 2 of them at this LAN, and both of them have been lights out so far today.
Absolutely. I like the carousel of operators that Wildcard have been rocking so far. They've been changing things up every single round, depending on the site they go, in stark contrast to NaVi. The only thing that's changed is their primary hard breacher, which is Kendra, whether he's going Thermite or Hibana. Everything else has remained static for Natus and Vincere. For Wildcard, though, they keep rolling that dice, and they continue to surprise and take advantageous angles and aggressive stances towards NaVi that they're not really expecting. The pulse coming out from Ethan will be a new one to contest with here. Hopefully saves can last a little bit longer into these rounds, but it looks like Ethan is zeroing in on his primary target.
Ethan. Pulse scanner still in hand, recognizes that he's outside, but there's a Claymore on that. They cannot get aggressive, otherwise they're going to risk getting blown up. Nella's actually going to miss drone. He's going to lose that. So now he knows someone is inside of train. Another pulse scanner coming out once again. He's going to mark out 2 out on the west balcony. NaVi playing a lot slower than they usually do, Flynn, and I think it's getting to that point now where they need to try and force Wildcard to respect what the regular playstyle is. This slow gameplay is not helping out NaVi.
My worry for NaVi as well is it looks like they don't really have an idea of which take they want to go for. Drone's going to get Mozzie trapped there, so Emerin has even more utility at his disposal to work with to try and stall out NaVi inside of Piano. They were splitting as well towards an east window repel, but it looks like they've fallen off that, and now everyone primarily focused on pushing in through Piano, getting top floor control, and pushing over for a dining plant here as the hatch will be opened up into train from Piano. A Nitro cell was detonated and will take 25 HP off of Kendra, but Nello will start things off onto Ethan. So there goes that pulse that was lurking and hunting inside of train.
That's going to be a lot of information off the board. That cardiac sensor is so very useful, but you still have a lot to worry about. You still have Derp to worry about specifically. He's all the way upstairs with some long angles. That setup you saw him make with the bullet holes earlier pays off in folds.
So 60 seconds tick away here for NaVi as they look to acquire their first attacking round. The angle being held there, and Nello, or Neofighter, sorry, will win that out against Nello. Citizen now worrisome as he'll have to recover the diffuser. They were on cam the entire time and had no idea. Pi coalescing above, but he's got 2 descending upon him. There goes Emerin turning the corner, removing the head of Pi. Last 2 remaining attackers are separated. Kendra still outside of Pillar's balcony door, and Citizen honestly just drowning inside of train, being swarmed upon from every angle. And there goes Derpe taking down Kendra. It's a 1v4 once again for NaVi. Just the huge man disadvantages late into the rounds here for NaVi, and it looks like they're going to drop 3 rounds in a row to begin their finals trip. Flashbang goes up through the hatch, trying to Soria and Emerin holding from above, but once again, Neofighter lazing in, and they'll finally clean it up from inside of reading. There goes Emerin to lock it up, and that's Wildcard for 3 in a row.
Wildcard is doing such a fantastic job of battling for map control, Flynn. They only gave them Christmas, and they still fought for mining, fought for train, and once they get that kill, they occupy the space, and it's so hard for them to get back because now you're at a man disadvantage. You have to try and get information in there. You're not just going to wide swing off of no info, and they are just brutalizing NaVi right now. Looks like we might be going for a timeout. Yes, we are going to be going for a timeout on the NaVi side, so good call by the both of us, I would say.
A little bit of a prediction there, but I'm not really shocked right now. If you're NaVi, you've dropped a whole rotation, and if you're Wildcard right now, you're saying, why can't we run that back? Why can't we make this a 6-0? All you need is 1 attack, and realistically, you've got a good chance of taking the whole map at that point here, and the one thing that I'm loving about all this is just proving the desk wrong.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Throw away the map, my ass.
Yeah, never sleep. Never sleep on them, my friend. And Wildcard...
Throw away a map ever.
Yeah, no.
Stay in the game.
I'm sorry. I thought this was competitive.
I think right now for NaVi, it's focus up and it's about getting your momentum going. They seem so lost in rounds in terms of getting forward momentum. The stall there in Piano for over 2 minutes. The stalls as well inside of Piano when they're attacking the top floor. It's worrisome that NaVi are having trouble gaining ground when they're a team that typically, when they find a wall, they send themselves right through it. They never really hold back anything, and it feels like right now they're feeling the pressure a little bit, and they're having trouble getting any forward momentum. A lot of their droning is being stalled out, and I got to give credit to Wildcard with the mute Mozzie combo.
And the Vigil. The Vigil's really messing them up as well, because inside of that combo with that ERC7 backpack, they cannot find you. It's almost impossible.
It's beautiful play here for Wildcard for shutting them down. It looks like Citizen's a little sick of the intel gathering that Wildcard have had plentiful amounts of. So he's going to switch over to the knock as soon as you guys get to see that back on your screens. We're loading back in now. The timeout is concluded. NaVi look to regroup. You're going to see a swap up here for Pi as well. He's going to get off the Maverick and head to the Sledge, so taking an L85. But also, no Jaeger, and now you've got 2 nades. I'm liking this.
Wow, that speaks huge margins to Wildcard's game right now. NaVi is the most effective offensive team on Cafe in the world, winning 59% of their offensive rounds on this map. And Wildcard is currently up 3-0. What that means is that NaVi is currently in their feelings or something about this map. They need to bring it back to center. They needed that pep talk. Hopefully they can figure it out. But the main thing right now is, Flynn, for me personally, to add on to that drone game, was that they don't have these flank drones set up because of the detriment that Wildcard is putting to that drone economy. They just have no drones for information. You can see all these aggressive peaks that Wildcard are taking, and it seems like the NaVi players have no idea where they are, because they don't. There's no information that they have in order to feed back to their team, even when they're dead.
Well, this will be an interesting adaptation here for Wildcard as well, as they take Derpe and they put him on the Mira. So one of the big things when you lose the Thermite in the ban phase, or just opt not to take it actually, sorry, I don't know why I got that confused from the last map that we saw from the last game, but only bringing Habana now, and you don't have the Maverick, you have very limited options in terms of breaching. You might even, spotting up the mirror in the drone phase, forego opening up the top red wall, and you might get stuck in a sardine can inside of Cigar Shop. Imarim with a long angle all the way from Tarps to the top of White Stairs to the Piano windows, and that's been Pi's favorite window. He's entered in through Piano every single round up there, barring the round that they attack towards the basement.
This is already a shift up in play for Wildcard on the defense, all except for Neo getting aggressive again. We told you he's the most effective opening fragger on this team, and he's going to prove it once again. Pretty standard mirror setup here from Wildcard, though. It's something that we used to see on this map quite often. The freezer mirror, but a little bit of an adaptation to that. They're also going to put one of the mirrors inside of the bathroom, facing Import's freezer as well. So you basically have 2 bunkers set up to try and contest Christmas.
Still with the long angles, contesting into Piano. Somehow Pi has made it into Piano, but they're going to spot him on the mods. Drone up frag grenade comes around the corner, and Diesel almost walks straight into it. But there he goes, point blank with the shotty, shutting down Pi, the only man for NaVi to make it into Piano for a long stay. Now Nello holding the flank, still worrisome about Neofighter downstairs. Again, NaVi unable to propel forward, and Kendra has got to do something about these mirrors locking them down.
Yeah, NaVi just not able to get the information needed in order to handle bathroom. Tries to peek a little bit too late. Pi tries to escape death, but it's not going to happen for Kendra either. Nitro sell out. Can they get it all? They can! Wildcard with a flawless round.
Wildcard up 4-0, baby. 4 in a row, run it right on back. They win the top floors again. NaVi stalling out to their ultimate demise.
Should I set my CGG on fire? If you guys didn't check that out, I put NaVi as the winners for this entire tournament.
Hey, it's one map, and it's not even one half of one map. By no means are NaVi out of this, but right now, like the stats suggest, like we're suggesting, Wildcard performing well above expectations, fighting well above their weight class, and NaVi, something is wrong. This is getting worrisome now. I'm very concerned about how poorly they are taking these maps and how off guard they continuously look whenever they're being engaged with. It almost feels like they have no idea where someone's coming from.
Wildcard's trying to set the bar so high you'd have to force the Air Force to find it, my friend. Like, it's definitely up there right now. I mean, going into Cafe, we both thought, hey, NaVi should be able to find some rounds on offense, maybe split it 3-3, and then be able to find all that aggressive playstyle on defense, wake up, win some rounds, probably win the map, and then go off on our merry way to Coastline, but that's not happening. Wildcard, I'm not even going to lie, is the most aggressive team on Cafe that I have ever seen. I mean, we're wide-swinging front door off of spawn, Flynn. That's something you don't see too often.
I was going to mention Rogue, but I guess they kind of, sort of don't exist anymore, maybe?
Ooh.
Throw a little shade that way.
It's a monk-ass in chat, boys.
Jumping in, we're going back downstairs for a kitchen defense here. And NaVi really lacking in top control last time around. It was Nello on the gridlock, which he is stuck as a mainstay here. Tried to push in through the middle of white stairs and rotate his way down through train, but it was way too late as the aggression from Ethan jumping out. And then again, just aggressing onto the Ashes Citizen, waiting on red stairs to hold flanks. Just too much to handle there for NaVi. So for Wildcard here on the defense, not a really big swap up here. We've got Neofighter on the castle this time, just trying to slow some things down. They did have the castle the last time they defended downstairs though, so very similar setup here, similar look, but it looks like NaVi have changed almost everything as we're going for a back take now in towards Freezer.
That's exactly what needs to happen. They need to be able to get these drones in, get some information. There is no mute this time. They're still going to have to worry about Imran on that, and Mozzie able to steal away those drones with his pesky little spiders. And he has it all for himself, where he's able to drone things out. Nello's going to lose another drone, recognize out someone's upstairs near the freezer wall, but Ethan just going to back off, and that's something we've been able to see from Wildcard so far. They have these aggressive bursts. Sometimes they don't work out like you see right now, but for the last 4 rounds, they've definitely been doing some damage. Citizen gonna keep it going though.
Citizen and all of NaVi now fighting back finally, taking some teeth with their game and honestly looking a lot more composed and a lot more willing to engage in these gunfights instead of being so averse to them. It seems like they've been playing incredibly timid throughout this map. Now it seems like NaVi has discovered their backbone. They'll be droning downstairs. Neofighter droned out in towards coat check in the front door. He'll be pinged as he rotates out, but no one in the same area code really to collect that kill. They have opened up the freezer hatch though from inside of Dining, and Diesel directly below. No fear. Still at a 2-man disadvantage here for Wildcard, but no nerve shown as he's willing to contest this day in and day out. The Nitrocell goes up, but no, it will down Nello actually. That didn't look like it was even close. That's a 3 armor at range, but hey, you'll take what you can get right now if you're Wildcard. Still standing at a 3v5 as Nello hasn't been confirmed.
Oh, NaVi starting to warm things up now. Saves, pushes the envelope. We're down to 2. They have to clutch up to continue on this reign of terror so far on Cafe. Can they find it? No, it's going to be a trade. It's up to Emo Ren and NaVi finding their first round. Let's see if the EU powerhouse can bring it back.
It's looking like a struggle here for NaVi, but they do get one at the very least. And now we come down to the big question of this half. Do NaVi save it by keeping it 4-2? Or does this start looking desperate at a 5-1 heading into the half? And it's a 1-round difference, but it's an entire world of difference in terms of score lines.
Well, here's the thing, especially for playing up against Wildcard. You guys came into this so docile. What did you expect? Wildcard, even at the APAC finals, were so very aggressive. When we go into Coastline, you guys will see this team will take any gunfight that is given to them, especially on their penthouse defense. Yes, I just said penthouse defense on Coastline. I'm not going to spoil, but trust me, you're going to want to be glued to the screen when it happens. NaVi, though, is like they take the bullets out of the gun and just said, here, you can play with this. Yeah, like they weren't doing anything at all. But if they go in at a 4-2 split, this is definitely doable.
Better work there for NaVi for acquiring that top control and holding the rotates. Honestly, just getting involved in the clear, getting involved in the gunfights, getting your entries pushed in. Instead of having an Ash sit on flank watch, have an Ash push all the way into the building and clear out Cocktail. It's a much better start to the round there for NaVi, and they followed it up quite well playing the trade game, knowing they had such a massive man advantage. That Nitrocell almost completing the kill onto Nello could have been a game changer, but you're still standing at a 4v2 after Neofighter was taken down inside of the front door entryway. Last defensive possibility here for Wildcard, lest we go to overtime, and we're still bringing the Mute Mozzie combo. That's been a mainstay for Wildcard round after round. The real difference maker has been what that other intel operator has been, whether it's been a Pulse, or whether they swap it out for the castle downstairs, or whether they bring a Valkyrie. Ethan's got a window opened up. He's going to reboard that up a little late, honestly. Everyone coming out of spawn could have had their opportunities to pick a shot, but the barricade goes back up safely. The Valk cam goes outside. Saves will be charged with the duty of finding that Valkyrie cam as he ascends to... No, that's not Saves. Saves is down towards the exterior of the kitchen there.
Definitely worried about these hop-outs now that Wildcard has kind of shown their hand on this Christmas defense. So intelligent play from NaVi. Slow start, but they've got everything where they need it. They've got their flank holds for outside, trying to watch for anybody hopping from those windows, and they're starting to pressure Christmas, which is what they're going to need to take control of. Wildcard so far, though, like we talked about earlier, are so good at battling for this map control. Save's now going to recognize out that a Pulse is playing extremely close to Pi. This could be very, very dangerous. If he ends up losing out this gunfight, then more than likely all is going to be lost on Christmas. You're going to have somebody pick up that angle. You need that so that no one can rotate out from Pixel.
Well, Samuel, do me a favor. Look at the top of the screen. That was a Mozzie drone. No worries, bud. You're good. So, identifying Emerald at the top of the white stairs there. And lots of pings coming down into Train. Partially exposed Ethan there as the Valkyrie firing upwards. Still has the Nitro Cell in the back pocket. But both of these attackers now are on top of the platform that you cannot destroy from down below inside of Piano. The one safe spot up there. But not a lot of Nitro Cells have been connecting, to be quite honest, for Wildcard. It's just the presence of them that have been worrisome for NaVi to contest with. His top floor hold is still working out pretty well, though, killing more than half the round, as it looks like NaVi, again, are content with taking in towards Piano and then towards Train and still letting Wildcard have that cocktail control. And that flank back really hurt them the last time they attacked towards this.
Oh, long arm Nitro Cell, but it's not going to make any contact. NaVi has all the top control in the world, but they still have to worry about one inside of Cocktail. Derp's going to get shut down on a rotate out through bar. It's going to be Nello on the delivering end of things. Only 50 seconds left, and Nitro Cell pours in. Does a little bit of damage to Kendra, but it's not going to be enough to be fatal just yet. Neo on the rotate, though. This is what you want to see. Can he get it? He can. He shuts down Nello. He's going for two. They've got to rotate back and shut him down. The rest of Wildcard warming things up. It's down to Citizen, but no, he gets taken down. It's left up to Saves to try and save this round. Can he win out the gunfight? 5-5-2 in hand. Oh no, he challenges back and forth, goes for the prone, makes it a 1 versus 2 with less than 30 seconds remaining, but he still has 2 to find. They more than likely know that he's dropped into laundry. Nobody home inside of sight. He rotates out towards pillars now, but do they have any information on him? This could be a round if he's able to get these gunfights, but he doesn't have the diffuser. It's all the way upstairs, and Wildcard Gaming with a 5-1 lead on the defensive side.
Beautiful first half there for the ANZ representatives, and I think for Wildcard here, this is a proving ground for you. Fnatic, like they even talked about in their own intro video, they're talking about another team from their own region. That are the top dogs of ANZ. In their own words, that is the champion of Australian Siege right now. They are the representatives of the majors, the Pro League finals, everywhere you go. If you're looking for APAC Siege specifically from ANZ, you're talking about Fnatic. This season at the APAC finals, of course, they fell short to Aerowolf, who we'll see shortly. But Wildcard here, they're looking to make their presence known. They're looking to assert themselves as, you know what? We're not always going to be in the shadow of Fnatic. We aren't always the secondary team in ANZ. We can rival Fnatic. We can take games against the best of the best in the world when given the opportunity. And they're seizing full control of this opportunity here.
Absolutely. Going into this land, a lot of people looked at NaVi, even with Pi in the roster, and said, hey, it's free real estate. Wildcard is proving that to be completely wrong, almost blasphemy at this point. Just incredible stuff, but again, we have to go into the offensive side. We have to see how they perform with this, because as everyone knows, Cafe, even after the rework, is the hardest map to attack in the game.
Yeah, very defensive-sided map, but a 5-1 lead right now. All you need is a fluke to get yourself on match point and guarantee yourself overtime. Now, of course, overtime is tricky. It's only best of 3, so realistically the defense should win out in overtime, but you never know. We'll have to see what Wildcard can bring on their attacks and see how they can shake up NaVi. For NaVi right now, I hope they get more into a groove right now and start contesting a lot of these gunfights that Wildcard are willing to take, especially being on the defense, knowing you're a little more comfortable, you're inside the building, you don't have to push into unfamiliar territory. You know, you've got the intel advantage now. No Mute, no Mozzie, no Valkyrie, no Echo, though. A lot of intel being surrendered here for NaVi on the defense in favor of what I'd say is really fragging power. And your intel is basically the mirror windows and your Legion Mines from Saves.
Yeah, they really have Citizen out on an island on this Vigil. And as you said, luckily no Mozzie, so I don't mess up the pulse call again. So there we go. So it's fine. It was a very, very long time. There was only one thing that moved around on IQs. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But nevertheless, Round 7 in between these two. It's been incredible so far. Wildcard again just been so damaging to NaVi. They need to wake up, and this is really where they need to do it, is that defensive side. As you guys just heard Flynn talking about, they're going to be surrendering a lot of information, but I don't know if they're trying to feel out what Wildcard will be doing. Do they know what they will be trying to perform on Cafe? Is this going to be a regular take? We don't have a Thatcher to worry about. There's so much left up to question here.
Oh, my big shock here for Wildcard. No hard breachers. They're taking stairwells, hatches, and they're just pushing through doorways. There goes Citizen getting into the action, taking down Neophyter with no damage taken. Beautiful work there. Emerin will open up an angle in towards the white stairs there. They did get some gridlock stingers from Derpe down. Try and hold off rotations, and Emerin's going to get underneath a lot of these defenders down below. Citizen still doing a lot of work on the landing of the white stairs to apply pressure to these attackers that have entered now into the second floor. Many attackers right now for Wildcard amassing themselves on the second floor, trying to apply vertical pressure from underneath.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of that Buck. He's the only soft destructor in the game that can do it unless you want to bring a secondary shotgun, but he's definitely the best at it. You can see Emerin destroying all of the flooring above him inside of Cocktail. Might be able to find that Legion of saves, but not going to be able to find him just yet. Oh, a gunfight in between the bars. Does he go for the frag grenade? No, he doesn't. He's just going to back off. Actually, he's going to go to cook it. This could be the kill. Is he going to choose the right location? No, he's not. 45 seconds left, and this is that difficulty of not having a hard destructor. He's going to do a touch of damage to saves, but again, nothing to be fatal as Emerin takes down saves upstairs, peeks back to the flooring, and all of a sudden we're on equal footing.
30 seconds now. Looks like everyone's trying to send in for the windows, but Emerin again up to the floor. Man advantage now for Wildcard, but they're on dire straits here as they just don't have the control. The mirror window gets opened up, and there goes Citizen. Wildcard on a rampage right now, not slowing down anytime soon. It's all Nello alone, stuck inside a freezer, being repelled upon now from the windows, aggressed upon from the white stairs as they push up slowly, but Derpe on 1 HP carries the diffuser. He gets down, but Emerin with the 3K. Wildcard on match point on map number 1.
He saves the smoke, Flynn. He saves the smoke, and he doesn't smoke off white stairs. If he smokes white stairs there, they win that round. But not this time around. He peeks out through. Buck's able to come up white, takes him down, and that's going to be another round for Wildcard. We're looking at 6-1 right now. Wildcard coming out swinging high.
Citizen gets this opening pick here onto Neophyter, and it's all downhill from there, honestly. This bottom control never contested. The flanks held beautifully. No hard breachers being taken by Wildcard on the attacks, but they hold the 2 stairwells of opportunity for flanks impeccably. Now NaVi, with their backs against the wall, must look to get on a defensive run. They got to win 5 in a row. It's not impossible, but it's 5 in a row. One mistake, you've surrendered your map that you were supposed to win. You head to coast. Again, not a bad map for NaVi, but Wildcard, that's home field advantage.
Home field advantage indeed. And it really begs the question, Flynn. If Wildcard lost to Aerowolf in the finals of ANZ's finals, obviously down low, that's how they got here. What's Aerowolf going to be playing like?
Are the Giants in for a world of hurt? That's the big question.
You know, because, I mean, this isn't anything that we didn't look at and go, okay, this is kind of how Wildcard plays things. Just they are playing their play style. NaVi just does not seem to be making the right decisions in the right instances, and it really shows. They keep taking these gunfights that they really don't need. Just proper moments for Wildcard to take advantage, and it keeps proving that they can continue to push this envelope. I mean, it's 6-1. Yes, again, it is Cafe. They went 5 on one side, especially on the defense, but even then, they switch over to offense, arguably the best side on the whole map, and they take that as well.
Well, everyone heading towards the second floor once again. Seems like that's the home here for Wildcard on Cafe. And now ascending to the top floor as they'll have Citizen to contend with once again on the Vigil. He's playing a bit of that vertical playstyle. Nah, he's going to drop down to the middle of red stairs on the landing. Neo looking for him right now with the electronic sensor out. But he's not going to spot him on the opposite side of the map. The Jackal track's coming out now from Derpe is the only hard breacher, if you can call him that, will be the Maverick of Diesel.
He's an entry fragger with a torch. That's about it.
The push across here for Wildcard strong as well, and it looks like, again, NaVi playing safe. They're playing timid, but honestly, with their back against the wall, it's understandable that they want to peel back and try and save themselves and win off time. Diesel going to be heading in for the freezer take with the Maverick and Emerin, or Ethan will probably have to come down and get rid of the soft wall portions. But Emerin right now doing duty with the skeleton key upstairs. So much top control early. You've only got one possibility of a nitro cell to try and battle back with for NaVi. Oh, this looks like it's sardines in a can here for Wildcard to shoot down. There goes that Nitro Cell. It's gone now. It only did 50 HP of damage on Emerin. The frag grenade is going to get caught in the floorboards there for a minute. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, it tries to skeleton key it down, but no luck on those pellets hitting properly to open up the flooring. The issue is now, though, is NaVi going to go for this late flank? They do have Citizen on the Vigil, but the issue is, especially with the downstairs site, it's so easy to cut off any rotation. You just have to hold the long hallway. That's it. If you hold that down, they can't access red. You're more than likely going to be able to see them trying to rotate towards you to get up white stairs. What are you going to do? You have to try and battle out of sight, and with all of this vertical control, there's not very many safe havens.
Well, one safe haven that NaVi does have as a pivot point will be Bakery. No pressure right now from Wildcard in towards Bakery, so you have a little bit of room outside of the bomb site with no destructible ceiling to worry about. Neofighter, though, has made his way into coat check. He'll be turning the corner looking for gunfights as he's upon the rotate that the defenders had made themselves. No one paying any attention, but shots from the back now from inside of sight. Lots of pre-fires, and Neofighter on 1 HP will escape with his life, though. They try sending into the hallway, saves with one, Pi with another. Looks like NaVi now finding their grip, but Emerin will at least take down Pi. There goes the Echo, and Nello is down on the floor.
It loosens a bit. Wildcard has to try and battle into sight now, though, but it's going to be equal. Nello's already been down. It's a 3 versus 3. No one's been able to pick him up just yet, but they will pick up the diffuser. They need to try and get this execute down. There's only 14 seconds remaining. He tries to call in. Citizen shuts him down. NaVi's going to continue this reign. It's all of a sudden down to Morin, and that's it. And NaVi on the kitchen hold. A double for Citizen, and we're going to keep on Cafe.
The cat has 9 lives. We'll see how many they can take advantage of here for NaVi, as again, they win their basement defense, and it looked dire there, honestly. You get that 2 quick picks there, you got the 5v3 advantage, and then all of a sudden, Wildcard comes storming back. Honestly, Neofighter hits 1 shot there onto the Bandit of, I believe, saves, and suddenly that's an entirely different round, but we still stand at a 6-2 scoreline. You can see the faces of NaVi looking a little pressured right now, seeming that they are understanding that this should have been their map, and they still have a long mountain to climb, but it's certainly still well within the realm of possibility here. For Wildcard, though, again, all it takes is capitalizing on 1 mistake from NaVi and you shut this down. You've already guaranteed yourself overtime should we get to that point. If NaVi can run it back for 5 in a row, it's, you know, you still guaranteed yourself overtime here for Wildcard. We talked about draining of energy on the desk. At the very least, Wildcard has drained some energy here and some momentum out of NaVi.
Yeah, but what's better than draining energy? A map win. That's what they want, and they only need 1. As you just said, they're going to have to run fight straight on the defensive, or excuse me, on the offensive side, or actually, excuse me, the NaVi side. Gosh, anyways, moving on from that. Wildcard is looking so good on this offense as well. I mean, even that last round, still pretty close. Obviously, the trades just didn't go their way. They had all of that vertical pressure, but they really didn't know what they wanted when it came down to the actual site. They were trying to go where the picks went, but it didn't work out for them. They lost a diffuser. They have to try and force through Freezer, and they get ran right through the meat grinder.
Well, we're going to be heading back towards the top 2 floors here. It's going to be a reading defense here, reading and dining for NaVi to try and continue the run. Lots of shots there from Ethan, starting things off from the shed out by the Park Alley spawn. Just trying to catch anyone on an awkward rotate. He almost caught someone upstairs through Whitehall on the 3rd floor there. If he doesn't go for the 1-tap and goes for a little bit of an extended burst, that's a headshot to start things off. A lot of roll swaps coming out here for NaVi as well. Pi's going to get off the Echo and give that to Kendrew. We're getting a Mozzie coming out now to try and slow the intel gathering from Wildcard. So now we've got the possibility of 2 Nitro Cells. Really depends what Citizen is feeling right now. He did have the Nitro Cell last time around. Well, the Bandit did. It wasn't even Citizen last time. Foregoing the Vigil, though, I think you were right that the Vigil was causing a lot of havoc for Wildcard in terms of their droning, and for NaVi when they were trying to drone on their attacking side. Seems like an operator that's had a lot of fun so far here on Cafe.
Yeah, which is something we don't see too often. Vigil isn't picked that much, and I think that the main thing is taking away that drone economy, being able to, you know, take away 6, 7 drones out of the 10, and then you have a Vigil also in play. You cannot keep track of his movements, and it makes it extremely difficult to get these proper entries in because he could be on any angle, he could be a floor below you. You just don't know.
Well, looks like Emerin might have spotted. No, they did not spot the Mozzie drone that's still up on that banister inside of Piano right now. So Derpe is undroned to about 50 damage. Not sure what that was, whether it was a gunfight or whether it was an explosive. Seeing explosive marks on an assumed gunfight here, and getting off that drone now, firing through the couch. Derpe, though, at least trade one back, but no! The frag grenade drops off the dead corpse, and it's a team kill for Wildcard. The most unfortunate of circumstances you could possibly imagine.
Probably should have taken Martyrdom off. That was not very good. So, some aggression again for Citizen. Continues to push this through for NaVi, and it seems like they're starting to warm things up. Only 50 seconds remain for the last remaining members of Wildcard to try and find something. They were going for that Christmas control, but the trades back and forth just did not work out for them, especially after that blunder with the frag.
Good news is here for Wildcard, you still have plenty of rounds in the bank, and you can shake that one off to poor timing and poor circumstances. Citizen, again, looking to get aggressive. That's kind of what I'm looking here for all of NaVi is stop backing down. Stop looking so timid on these fights. That's a thing you can. Neofighter walked over a piece of the barricade still, but a shotgun point blank range here from Nello. I don't think he survives this, but the pre-fire, I'm incredibly wrong. There goes Neofighter, spots up the Echo drone as well, but Citizen will take down his teammate in Diesel. The drop in a laundry, he's got no idea because he's so disoriented from that Yokai blast. Saves will shut it down, and NaVi, piece 2 in a row. They're still in this ball game.
Yeah, Wildcard ahead, even though they are from the down under. Possibly going for an overtime here as NaVi trying to string these rounds together. Still have 3 to go on their side, though. We're going to the off-site now, but granted, they did lose that round earlier, so they can go back up to bar. They don't have to worry about it just yet, but after this one, they will have to go to one of those off-sites instead. We'll have to see if that could work out for them, but we're going to have practically the same setup. Still rocking the Valkyrie. Pi still going to be on the Mozzie. That Echo, the most effective that we've seen of Echo so far throughout this game. We didn't see too much of him when Wildcard was on defense, practically because NaVi died quite often before they even got to try and get onto site. This time around, though, going to be attacking the bar site. We still have the same lineup as well for Wildcard, and we'll have to see what they're going to be trying to go for. Last time it was a Christmas take that didn't work out too well for them.
Well, again, no hard breaches coming out, and that's been a common theme right now for Wildcard. The Thatcher ban, we're still taking advantage of the fact that you can use these frag grenades and stun grenades and everything abound without them being caught by the ADSs, so we got 4 frag grenades. Hopefully one doesn't turn into a team kill again. But like you said, we're going back upstairs to the defense here now for NaVi as they look to kind of correct the mistakes they had last time around. And the downstairs take for Wildcard last time, just beautifully executed. Again, going for that East Rappel, a strategy that isn't often run by teams, but has been used as pocket strats in the past. Ethan looking for any spawn peeks here through the piano windows. And for Wildcard as a whole right now, I think if they run back that strategy last time, the entrance down below, and as long as they hold their flanks, they should be in a solid position to take the map. So long as that, yeah, this doesn't work out. Nitrocell goes soaring over. There it goes. Good night, Emerin. That's your man trying to get downstairs to use that destruction like you talked about. The only operator you could probably use. Derpe could enter down below. The drone's going to get mozzied out now by Neofighter, so this is again looking like a good start for NaVi. But the last time they defended this site, they got the opening pick and eventually lost it.
Mozzie has been so damn effective throughout this entire game so far. It seems like every single time he's played, he just hits his mark. Well, he's a quick yokai as they tried to shift it away. Neo, obviously, the IQ, right when they saw him go through the animation of taking his utility out, you try and save it, but just did not work out for Kendrew. Overall, though, for Wildcard, they've definitely slowed down after this pick, trying to take their time, trying to see where this entry point could possibly lead them to. Neo trying to line things up for a possible shot onto White. He will jump up onto the actual AC unit now, pre-fires, but I believe he thinks he's actually on the White stairs, which he's not. You guys can clearly see we still have plenty of bodies of NaVi actually upstairs.
That's a little warning shot there from Pi. Just let him know you're interested. You know, you take this battle if you feel like
Flirt
it.
with him. Flirt with him a little bit.
Exactly. Give him a little bit of a tease, but for right now, you're standing pat. Save's going to be prone behind a deployable shield downstairs, or sorry, over inside a cocktail, but he doesn't have to worry about any downstairs pressure because Emerin has fallen to that Nitrocell that Save's launched out earlier with that Valkyrie camera as well. The rappel onto the new balcony window from here from Ethan. Got a frag grenade cook. He's looking to bounce it off the door frame and in. Doesn't do any damage. There's no one positioned from NaVi awaiting or in any danger for these frag grenades. And no pressure outside from the east balcony is going to cause a lot of harm to NaVi. There's less than a minute ticking down now. And like I said, Derpe's had to go downstairs, try and get some deconstruction going on from down below. Another frag grenade goes soaring, and that's all of them expended without doing a single point of damage.
And that's the issue right now for Wildcard. They're kind of falling into the trap that NaVi did. They're being too docile. They're not getting these aggressive plays that they were able to hone on defense. And now we're here. I mean, NaVi can just sit alone inside. They really don't have to do much. They're not challenging anything. They're just allowing Wildcard to sit and spin on the time frame.
30 seconds tick away now. Might be looking for a jump here as the hatch will get opened up from down below. 23 seconds tick away. And Wildcard, you've got to get going in towards the bomb site, and you've got to get going in a hurry. Barbed wire will slow them down on the stairwells, and you have to rappel in and try and win these gunfights. Point blank range, the peak comes out, and there goes one. A trade out there from Neo as he pushes up the stairwell. Another one in behind Cocktail, but the crossfire from inside a freezer. 3v2 advantage. Kendrew still has the Yokais. Down to the 2v2 as Ethan pushes into freezer. It's Diesel all alone trying to get the plant down, and they'll all rush upon him. NaVi will push this back. Looks like we might be going the distance here on Cafe after all.